Core training you can do at home. It's actually beneficial because we're all stuck on quarantine. I'm Chris Mills with surfstrengthcoach.com. I am on self-quarantine here in Melbourne, south of Melbourne, a few hours south, because we just came back from Indonesia. So some stuff you can do at home. This is kind of a core routine. I'm going to walk you through the specifics so you can dial it in. Good exercise is all about specifics, and then I'll kind of go through a follow-along routine with you. All of these pull directly from my Surf Athlete 12-week program. So if you want something a lot more comprehensive, step-by-step, follow along because you've got time at home, check out the Surf Athlete program. So let's get into it. Core. People think, oh, I need to, crunches, planks. We can be a lot more effective with our core training. Think of core muscles as anything that basically connects to that pelvis. So below, from pubic symphysis, we've got all these adductors, we've got hamstrings connecting to ischial tuberosity, we've got lateral hip muscles, glutes, external, internal obliques, rectus abdominis, spinal erectors. We're going to hit on all of that. So it's going to become a circuit. I'll show you some variations, some regressions, progressions, dial in the details, and then you can run with it. First drill, side line. This is a variation of this whole side plank, but we're going to get into some hip extension. Essentially, I want you to set up to where I'm not in line. Knees are in front of the body, and what I'm going to do is drive off this bottom knee. Nice, good, solid elbow position, so I'm not rounded forward, and I'm kind of pulling my elbow down towards my hip. So as I drive off this bottom knee, I also drive my pelvis forward. So we're getting these lateral hip muscles. This is now a side plank basically on the knees. Hitting these lateral hip muscles, glute medius, glute minimus. But I'm also driving into hip extension, so I'm getting glute max. And then we drive up into this clam position. Control back, drive up, squeeze. I want like a 3-second pause. 1, 2, 3. Control down. So we're hitting this oblique line, basically this whole lateral line of the body, and we're also driving into hip extension. We want some higher reps here, because these are kind of the type 1 muscle fibers, lateral hip. They're kind of built for endurance. So it'll be a higher rep range, even up to 15 to 20 reps here. Good 2-3 second pause at the top so you can feel those muscles working. A progression of that would essentially be your good old kind of lateral side plank into drive off the side of that foot. I'm still pulling elbow down, and I come up. I don't come up so high that I start changing pelvis positions. Generally, most people, if they do this one right, perform properly. It's a solid drill. So now we're going to go after adductors. It's called like a Copenhagen plank. Couple variations. You can do off the ground. You can also do elevated. We'll show you off the ground first. Set up in this kind of 90-degree hip position, legs straight, same elbow position, not rolling forward, elbows pulling down towards the pelvis so you can get the lat involved. Lat connects to the pelvis, shoulder pelvic connection. Drive off top leg, and then everything comes up. I'll also reach forward with knee and fist to get a little more abdominal contraction. But we're really driving this top leg into the ground, getting all these adductors working. If that's not feasible for you, you can drive off, you can set up in this kind of 90-90 position and drive off top knee, things come up. If you're doing this regressed version off the knee, it helps. This is a little high, and you might want a towel under that knee, but you can set up on your chair or stool, and you come into this plank position. Okay? What I'm going to be doing is off the foot, reaching, knee, fist reaching, driving down. You're going to feel this lateral, medial. You get adductors, adductor magnus, even some medial hamstring involved in that. So you can do it elevated, or you can do it off the ground. Either or in that regard. So that's kind of hitting a lot of the stuff around the pelvis. Now we go into some traditional kind of oblique, internal, external oblique. This is almost an anti-rotation movement. What you're going to do is set up in a good push-up position, and your feet width is going to change. What I'm going to do is I bring one hand off the ground. Notice nothing shifts. That's the key here. It's anti-rotation. If my feet are really narrow, I have to do a lot of shifting. So I need to find the foot width I can be at where I can totally stabilize and resist rotation. Too wide, it becomes a little too easy. Too narrow, I have to really start shifting. A progression of this is with dumbbells, and you start doing renegade rows. And that's starting to hit on these anterior oblique swings. It's also getting shoulder stability involved, driving all the way down to the opposite leg. So basically, arm line into pec, external into internal oblique, down through adductors and rectus femoris, your quad muscles. So really good drill. Do not sway. So you see it here. Too narrow. Oh, I swayed. I get set up properly. Brace. Driving into the ground. No movement. I could balance a glass of wine on my low back. So we've hit kind of some anterior core, a lot of pelvic core. And so now, glutes, hamstrings, whole posterior chain. Long, slow tempo holds here. One key, feet need to be straight up. No turned out, no excessively turned in. Think of having, it's basically a reverse plank. Think of having pockets on your short or your pants, right on your butt cheeks. What I want you to do is slightly posterior tilt. So think, if I've got pockets, I'm trying to draw those pockets towards my knee. Not going chick, thong, Instagram photo. So what that means is, here's I'm in a thong Instagram photo. That's an anterior pelvic tilt. You can't really contract your gluteal muscles in that position. I have pockets that I draw down towards my knee. That puts me in a slight posterior tilt. That really starts to drive a gluteal contraction, glute muscle. So I get into that slight posterior tilt, and I just drive up into this plank position. Not excessive. That's too much extension. Right into this good plank position. Hold for 20 seconds. If it's too easy, I cross my hands and I just keep drawing pockets towards feet. 20-second holds. We will do this for 2 minutes total. About a 5-second rest. Cool. So this is to build endurance and work capacity along everything on the posterior chain with an emphasis on the glute muscles. If you don't go after that posterior tilt, you're just going to go into an anterior pelvic tilt and overuse your lumbar extensors. So what this is really helping to work on is holding those extended paddle positions using the posterior chain, not just the low back. We've dialed into details. Now we're going to put it into an actual circuit. You can go through this 2-3 times. Quality of movement over quantity. Again, in that Surf Athlete 12-week program, you get all this dialed out into a step-by-step program, but it is always focused on efficiency of movement, quality of movement, rather than quantity. We want to teach your brain, body, nervous system to move well, to move efficiently, so that it actually carries over to sport performance. So I'm not going to talk as much. I'll narrate over this. Drop back if you need to, regress if you need to, build up over time. We're all under stress, emotional stress, maybe viral stress. It's not a time for us to be smashing ourselves, look to nourish the body, improve our overall health, well-being. Let's get into this circuit. I'm going to start with this clam. I'm going to go about 15 reps, 2-second pauses. So I'm driving off that knee on the ground. So I've got good solid contact between the down leg of the knee and the elbow. Driving up from that, finding tension along the lateral line closest to the ground, and then clamshelling that top leg up where I should be feeling a lateral hip contraction. Longer tempo holds, trying to find tension throughout that hip musculature on the bottom hip, driving off the knee, supporting through the elbow, and driving up into that clam. We should be able to breathe, no holding the breath here. Drive up, relax down. Drive up, pause, 1, 2, down. That pause, contraction, see if you can isolate and feel the tension through both lateral hips, as well as that oblique line of the downside torso. Drive off the elbow, drive off the bottom knee, relax. We're going to go into the adductor plank, the Copenhagen plank. Use your variation, drive off the elbow, drive down through the top leg, reach, knee, and fist. We're going to go anywhere from 6 to 10 repetitions here. We want a good 3 to 5 second pause. Squeeze, 1, 2, 3. Relax down. Drive off the elbow, drive off the leg. Squeeze, 1, 2, 3, and relax down. Take some time if you need to. Regress this movement. Again, we're really looking for 8 to 10 repetitions here. Drive, pause, control, down. Breathe, relax. We're going to switch sides to clams and Copenhagen planks. So again, drive off that bottom knee. We bring the hips back as we lower to the ground. Drive off the bottom knee and drive the hip forward. Squeeze. Drive. Squeeze. 1, 2. Relax down. Drive. Squeeze. 1, 2. It was a little quick on that one. Again, in that drive and that hold, you're looking to find muscular tension through the oblique line of the bottom side, as well as the lateral hip on each leg. Really try to focus on driving through the knee and not the foot. I'm lightly pulling my elbow down towards my knee as well, of that down side of the body, to get that lat controlled and involved with the pelvis. Drive, hold, 1, 2. We're going for 15 repetitions here. Squeeze, relax. Squeeze, hold, feel those contractions. Focus on the body parts you're trying to isolate there. Now let's move into a Copenhagen plank. On this position, you'll see I'm doing the down leg or the floor just to show this variation. You can also be on the knee of that working leg if you need. Squeeze, 1, 2, 3, and down. Again, we're going for 8 to 10 reps, a good 3 to 5 second pause. Driving through the elbow, driving through the foot. Reaching knee and fist away from the body to get more abdominal contraction. Here I take a breath in, I squeeze, and I start to control my exhale to create more tension. Relax down. Reset, drive, hold. Focus on where you're feeling tensions. We want to feel it through the adductors of that top leg, so the medial thigh, as well as probably the oblique line of that downside torso, so in that position, my right. We're going to go into shoulder taps here. Find the width the feet need to be. I want your hands directly under the torso. Squeeze, control, nothing moves. Change your foot position if you need to. We're looking for 8 to 10 taps per hand. What you'll see is I'm going to show a variation where I start to work my hands forward, and that increases the lever demand on the torso. At no point do I sag my low back. I take a breath in, I brace as if I'm about to get punched, and then I go into a shoulder tap. Change your foot position if needed. And again, you can switch this for renegade rows if you have some dumbbells around the house. I should be able to balance a glass of water on my low back with nothing changing position. You should feel tensions all along the front side of the body. Take a breather if you need to. Pause this, relax. We're going to go into the reverse planks. Your feet can also be on top of a stability ball. Find a small posterior tilt of the pelvis as if you've got pockets on the back of your shorts and you're trying to reach them to your knees. 20-second pauses. We're building endurance through the back side of the body. I'm driving my feet down into the ground as if I'm trying to drive my hips up to the sky. Relax, breathe, reset the pelvic position, drive up, pushing through the heels. I should feel hamstrings working. I should really feel my glute muscles working. If you overfeel the low back working, you need to drop to the ground, reset that posterior pelvic tilt position, and try to get more of a glute contraction to drive up instead of the low back. Long duration holds here. I'm breathing. I'm pressing the feet into the ground. I'm trying to be a complete plank position. We're doing 6 repetitions here of 20-second holds. That way we build up to 2 minutes of time under tension along the muscles of the backside of the body. This is much different than just doing 5-second repetitions. We need to build muscular work capacity within these muscles along the posterior chain. Reset, breathe, pockets towards the knees, drive up. Maintain that pocket towards the knees position. Think of your legs being as long as possible. So not only are you driving your heels down into the tabletop, you're also reaching your heels away from your pelvis. At the same time, you're driving that posterior tilt and you're breathing. You can breathe behind contraction of the torso and core. Hold, 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 and relax out and breathe. That's the circuit. Rest about 30 to 60 seconds. Recover your breath. Repeat that process upwards of 3 times. Drop the repetitions if you need to. Again, focus on quality movement rather than quantity. This isn't some ab blaster 12-minute super workout. So make sure everything around the core, pelvis, spine stability, it's all functioning. So thanks for checking this out. Again, my name is Chris Mills with surfstrengthcoach.com. If you want something far more comprehensive, check out the Surf Athlete 12-week program. It can easily be done from home with just a bit of equipment. It's really a cool opportunity to make sure you can kind of look after your fitness and well-being while dealing with all of this craziness the world's going through at the moment. You can also check out the Surf Athlete free version of the app. There's some cool free content in there as well, so you can head over to the App Store, check it out. Also available on Android. So give this a go. Let me know what you think. If you got questions, we'll be doing some more content like this coming up. So check out YouTube, Instagram, social media. Use it. Cool. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Train so that when we get back in the surf, your body still functions well. Peace.